Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21. It's career mode. This is episode 99. We are in between the Giro and the Tour. An unfortunate thing has happened in this one, for me anyway, and that is that it's the Mont Ventoux Deneville Challenge, and we were well set to get water at the perfect time. Luco drops back to get it, and then during the descent, things were a little windy, so he was having trouble making his way through the field, and then all of a sudden the field split. And in that little split, in that momentary split, he alone gave up on getting water for the rest of his team. And you can see now as he tries to get up there and chase them down, he's going to waste himself. Again, he gets water. He seems to get the idea that he needs to get water to them, but it's not happening, and he is done. The good news is there's only 60 riders here, so as we have to burn somebody else, Sakaguchi seems like a good one. We're desperate for water as we approach the climb. Now, no big-time riders here, so Gonzalez Albiol, as our top guy, actually has an okay chance. There's 13 riders in the break. It was only 10, so that means 3 riders have left the Peloton behind and covered that gap getting up there. But with just 57 remaining, is Sakaguchi going to get back in place? He has. Okay, everybody's got their water. We have 20k to go. Razanaukis and Sakaguchi, they need to use their gels now, and we need to step up our effort as we begin the climb. 56 riders left in contention, 13 at the front. I would imagine 3 of them are left in contention, and maybe 1 or 2 of the strongest riders, but we're already seeing a big push right now. That includes the favorites. Hayter is the favorite, so we need to respond to this. So the obvious way to respond is to not blow ourselves up before we've ever really even started. I mean, we barely started the climb, so let's measure our effort. Maida is probably the one. No, Kovalevsky is going to go as that lead out. And then you'll have Igashin and Sakaguchi. Sakaguchi is too far down right now, so let's swap these two. And Igashin will begin.
That's the end of the breakaway.
There's still a push happening here, so we do need to continue on. Though Hayter, the threat, has not himself pushed on just yet. And Sakaguchi, time to get out of line here. It's all Salvial blocked by Herbert.
They're moving along at a fair lick. You've just got to hang on.
All right. You are a punchy guy. Let's get a little bit of your punch introduced.
We've got 15 kilometers to the finish line.
15k to go. I don't want to go hard, but I just don't want to let things get away. I want to get towards the front. Champion Ben Hermans. Gross-Schartner near the front. Okay, let's go ahead and back off some because this is a long-term climb. We still have 14k to go, and I'm down to just 4 riders. We get to the front. We catch final rider of Duval. And Maida's going to take over. We're going to back off a little bit. Okay, there are the other favorites making their move.
Off he goes. He's giving it one last go.
13k to go. The good news for me is it's 13k to go. Those guys are going much, much too early, in my opinion. So let these guys all try to bridge that gap, waste their energy in that attack and getting up there, and then we'll pull that back with, hopefully with some ease as Narvaez continues on. Gonna go a little bit harder here with Maida. Down to 29. We just split the group in half. Dropped off a couple more gels for these two, but Gonzalez Albiol will be on his own fairly soon. But as long as he has team support, we'll take that measured support. You can see how those guys are attacking each other. which is burning even more energy for them.
None of
And
the
it's still
favorites is
10k
giving
to
an
go.
The
But
riders
of
are
course, as
entering the
we've
last
seen
10 kilometers of the
with the
stage.
hard difficulty level, there's that God mode type thing where those guys just have endless amounts of energy. Gonzalez Albiol will be on his own quite soon.
Attack with the
I would
finishing
like to
line within
bridge that
reach.
gap, however that gap has opened up a little bit, so Gonzalez Albiol is not going to be doing that.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
We have some guys that want to work with me. Alright, back up to Gonzalez
And
Albiol.
he spurts away from the group.
We have a
He's
group
going for
of just
victory.
5, and we've already started to pull these guys back. But I am doing all or most of the work right now. Narvaez pushed too hard. He's been brought back. Großschartner, Herbert are next. The Ineos tandem are chasing down Pernsteiner. Pernsteiner came on a little bit later. We brought back those two. 6k to go. Ease off for a while. Let's try to catch these two. And it's a group of 8. Champion, Verchave. They tried to push on. They just didn't have enough in the tank to do so.
5
And we're going to
kilometers
leave
to the
behind a
finish
couple
line.
of guys here. Still chasing down one at the front, by the way. But Pernsteiner is much closer. And now it's just 4 of us. We left both Ineos riders behind with 4.5k to go still. Let's go ahead and use our gel. And let's also just try to sit on. See if we can't recover a little bit. Champion chasing down Pernsteiner. Zimmerman and Verchave, both of Lotto Sudal. We're looking at a 75 mountain, a 76 mountain, a 76 mountain, and a 76. We could be the favorites, but right now we have nothing in the tank because, again, there's that endless amounts of energy. If we can get a little recovery, we could absolutely outclimb these guys down the stretch, but with 3k to go, I just don't think we're going to get that recovery in. We're just
Watch
going to be
out,
kind
the
of
team
hanging
leader is
on
falling behind.
and hoping for a top 5, maybe beating 1 or 2 of them. 2k to go. 1.9k to go. Okay, what can you do as a climber? Gonzalez Albiol, we just got to try to do something. It's up to 5. Can he just
The
outclimb
riders are in
them?
a portion above 10%.
He had nothing in the tank, so, attacking and waiting is doing nothing. This is now just a matter of getting into the top 5, and it's not going to happen.
Congratulations.
It's not going to happen.
He
Pernsteiner,
resisted
Haynes
the
on,
comeback
everybody
of the
was
pack
done.
and enjoyed
Everybody
his
was
win.
done at that
We're
point.
waiting for the
Position
back markers who appear to
mattered.
be fairly
When they
numerous
opened that
in this
gap that
difficult race.
little bit further, that's when things went poor. I was trying to get help. Gonzalez Albiol never got help on any of those climbs, so he just climbed at his pace. He closed most of that gap down. He brought back most of those guys. He beat most of those guys. But we were in the group of 2nd to 6th, and with nothing in the tank, because again, well, A, he's quite weak when it comes to stamina and resistance, even though he's a good climber, but B, they all have a 25% bonus on top of what they have, so they, essentially have like a +5 every single day that they ride, equivalent, or more, I don't know. That big bonus makes it that much easier for them to keep on climbing. And nobody had anything left there at the end, but we happened to be right at the back end of that group, and therefore could not overtake anyone, even though we were a better climber. On pure climbing pace alone, without any energy, nothing we could do. And we begin the national championships with the time trial, and we begin with a tough challenge. We are in Croatia, and we are going to do our best to win this thing with guys who aren't good enough to win it. We're looking at 27k. 77 is clearly below what they could or should do, but it definitely is not 86 type territory, as 27k is going to take a little while. Adzovic is the favorite. He's a 70 time trial. He's got 71 resistance. He's not a climber, though, and it's not totally flat, so that helps. But Hamadovic, not a climber. 83 is looking pretty good. So Jurcevic, let's step that up to about an 82 for now. He is not a good climber. He's not a good time trialist today. So Jurcevic, we're not going to be worried too much about Jurcevic other than trying to help him hone it in for Hamadovic, because Hamadovic is the one who's got a shot with the +2 on the race day condition. Now it looks like 83 might have been just a hair hard, so we'll back off just a little bit there. That's a 70 time trial, that's a 71 resistance, meaning that's essentially a match. And he's just a little bit better as a climber. Let's see how Edzovic is as he goes through the time check. He's on top. 18 seconds to the good. 46 is the disadvantage for Jurcevic. So Jurcevic in plenty of trouble on that front. And these guys have gone just a little bit too tough. But of course, yellow bar can run out, and that red bar goes that little bit further. So there's an okay chance when it comes to that part. The proper halfway point has been reached, with just that slight deficit right now, which is about what we could manage. Will we make it to the end, and will the opposition as well? Second time check, Jurcevic. Hamadovic, of course, ahead, but Edzovic is still leading. 21:20 is his time. Just 3 seconds down for Hamadovic, though, so he has backed off quite a bit, but we need to back off a little more too. 1 minute down for Jurcevic, but you can see he only lost 10 more seconds even though he's only a 66. So there was a big tempo difference between sectors 1 and 2, meaning we still have a chance at this. We've still got a pretty legitimate shot. Okay, that last lap wraps around, and we are heading now towards the finish. There's that last little hill section. Jurcevic is about to get through it, but he does not have much left in the tank, and Hamadovic needs to back off a little bit. One and a half K. Jurcevic, 500 meters. Coming up on the line, and he'll run out right at the line. 33:48 is his time. Hamadovic has 400 meters. And he can attack. Okay, minute 19 better than Jurcevic. Now remember, he was 46:56, and then 119 on his teammate. Edzovic, if he continued to fade, he's not pushing hard right now. He's in the saddle. No, he's going to step out just at the last moment. 11 seconds. We almost overcame the difference between us. So close. Not to be. Jurcevic, that's where we should have been. Hamadovic should have been right there too. Minute 20, he's one better than Jurcevic. Minute 15, we picked up a full minute on Edzovic. And we move on to Lithuania. My guys are all going to set off early on this one. It's 30K, so I think about a 79 should get us through on this one fairly well. Maybe an 80. We'll try that with Razanaukis. Stalionis already off. Narbutas setting off. I think we'll try the 80 here as well. We did that 82 for a good long while with those other guys, but it wasn't to be. Now, the reason why we're all going back to back is I have the majority of the Lithuanian riders. I am targeting a key Lithuanian rider to join for next season, but he's not with us now. Look, I was going to push harder, but that doesn't look like a good idea with a -2. Luko is a competitor for this one. Looking early on, the 80 seems the way to go. Maybe even the 79. 79 for Stalionis is hurting Bernotas. We'll go 79. Well, he's good. He's got good stamina. We'll keep him at an 80. The favorite is somebody I'm targeting for next year. But between Luko and Ryabovis, we're going to be awfully close. And we've got a chance on this one. So definitely not the favorite to win. Ryabovas not getting much of a positive on his race day condition, though that actually does look pretty okay. Resistance at 76, time trialing at 77, and then Luco 77 and 69 with the resistance. So Ryabovas definitely the favorite based on those circumstances. Let's go ahead and take a look at everybody who is here besides us. All those first riders are just our guys. Zakowskis, not a good time trialist. He will not contend. Aker, 66 overall. Not a threat. Rimcast, somebody I've looked at. Somebody I'm interested in, but he's already signed up for next season, still with Quebeca ASOS. 76 time trialist, 69 resistance, so he's very similar to Luco. Ventoux is the one I'm targeting for next season. He is a favorite. He's a 77 time trialist, 75 resistance. This is a type of rider that I want to bring in because he's got a ton of potential and he's really good in a handful of stats right now. Great domestique for the team, really good for those races with time trials. Needs to work on his climbing otherwise. Okay, let's check in with these guys. Gone way too deep. Back off a lot. If we back off earlier with these guys, they might make it that bit deeper without having an issue. I think we've definitely gone too hard out of the box. So let's get up here. Steliotis, 8th at a minute and a half down and running out of energy, but he's a 57 time trialist, so even with a positive race day condition, you can see why he is struggling as he approaches the finish. Okay, he's coming up on the line. Razanaukis also coming up. Let's see how he's nearly caught him. Arbutas, you know, we didn't need to back off, did we? Top the time chart so far. Look at those gaps. 2.5 minutes to Stelionis. Okay, 2.8k. Lukshi's not looking good, but Luco is. Let's get back up to that 82. Bernotas is looking okay. We'll up that a little bit. And Ryabovas. 1.9k. 84 towards the finish. That's going to just about make it there. Luco's about to pass him. So you go 99. Shoot, Luco's the one I needed to focus on. Look, she's distracted me with his -2. Into the lead for Luco. Time wasted though. I absolutely could have pushed him a little harder. Got 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds. Hopefully that does not cost us this race. Meanwhile, Ryabovas, let's get up to that 81. He was 3rd at the time check. How was Luco on the time check? I don't know. Let's find out. First time check, Rimcast, Ventoux, Ryabovas, and then Luco. Zakowskis and Aker just behind. Bernotas goes 4th fastest. That's all my team right now, but here come the rest. Where do they fit in? Zakowskis slots in at 4th, behind Razanaukis. That's good. Aker, next up. Ryabovas. Already 1.6. Push harder. Ryabovas coming up towards the line. Aker, 4th. Good so far. We have a lockout on the podium at the moment, but there's 2 guys remaining, and that's just 200 meters. Ryabovas, unfortunately, big waste of time there. 8 seconds clear of Luco. I think this is going to be 2nd and 3rd. Ribcast, yes, 30 seconds. Not even close. Even if I had made that extra push for both of them and gained that 5 to 10 seconds, Makes no difference. We would have been second and third today.
Whoa, we've just seen a great
Venkus
performance. He's just clocked the
is
best
second.
time.
Rimcast takes the win. Yeah, wouldn't have made a difference. We do get third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Beat an Ineos rider with 4 guys. Not bad on that part, but it wasn't to be. Ryabovis, by the way, just became our latest rider to get to a 76 overall, making 4 riders now on a 76, 3 riders at 77 or better. 23-year-old, 4.7 potential. The mountain's now at a 75, time trials at a 76. Resistance and recovery are both pretty good as well. He is looking a lot like a stage racer over anything else, and somebody who could be a decent domestique in those type of situations, especially if there's a team time trial involved. And we head to Turkey, where Karaman, with an excellent race day condition draw, is fresh back from his injury. We're going to go a 78 for 35k. That seems like an awful long distance. To take it less than that, we might be able to push up to a 79 once we get going here a little bit. But it seems like a pretty long distance to be pushing too hard. Karaman just back from that back injury. It was severe. It went down to minor. He's been back for just a day or two, so this is his first day back in the saddle, and he has a hot contest on his hands as he tries to avoid the crowd and the media trucks. But in front of him is Gul. Gul's a 76 time trialist with 79 resistance. This thing's totally flat. You can see how he's almost caught his Turkish Airlines teammate Özgür, who's a terrible time trialist. I would love to see Karaman catch the both of them. Well, or at least Özgür as well. Okay, so Karaman, 23k to go with that bonus to the race day condition. I hope he's got a shot at this thing, but you can see we've definitely gone too deep, so we're going to have to back off for a bit. But there's the both of them. I think Özgür is already the one that we are chasing down, as Gul has left him behind. 17k to go, halfway, and we definitely went too deep. I think this is we're going to go through there one more time as we close these guys in. It looks like an awfully big gap. No time check, so it's really hard to tell what, if anything, you've got in terms of closing that gap. But I'm not a big fan of how far away we are with 12k to go, even though I'm a fan of catching Özgür. Got to back off a little bit more. He didn't seem as far in front that last time around as we go to pass Özgür with 7k to go. Yeah, he is not that far in front, but we don't have that much left in the tank. 4k. 2.5k. Into the red bar. 40 minutes, 4 seconds, 1k to go. Push for the line, push for the line. We attack. 11 seconds. Oh my goodness. 3 times, and we've been 11, 12, and 30 seconds off winning. Now, all 3 times, the other has been the favorite. Karaman did have a decent race day condition, but you have no idea that Gul didn't himself have an excellent race day condition, and he is the better time trialist, just barely. Karaman, we didn't measure the distance terribly well, as we definitely went into a bit of a deficit, had to back off a little bit. So I probably could have found 12 seconds in that one. Not much more, as we used up every ounce of his energy right at the line. But those sprints versus all 40k being just right, sprinting right at the end is only going to gain you a handful of seconds. Getting it right the whole way is going to get you 15, 20, 30 seconds more. And that's where there was a small amount that we probably could have gained if we had it just right. But with only one rider, it's really hard. That's where you get into having 4, 5, 6, 7 riders during the regular time trials, where you control the team, versus pro cyclist mode, where it's just you going out there on your own and having to guess. That feedback, that effort level estimation, That's what I spend all the early riders doing, is trying to get it just right, because it does make a difference. Here, it might have been enough. We come up just short, though. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that episode up right here, though. We have gone through the individual time trials. There may be one or two more, but I think we've covered most of the top riders for the team. Martin Guerrero is somebody who hasn't gone up yet, but for the most part, we'll be quick simming whatever remains of those, and we'll get into the road races for the National Championship next time, and then on to the Tour de France. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.